If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. You're dating on some inspiration, the juice. It is August the 22nd, 2023, and today the topic is the hidden things. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you all had a mighty Monday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, mine was good overall, y'all. Not too much happened yesterday. The main thing is I did record a future episode of the GSL Talk Show. Just God continuing to blow my mind with these amazing guests and these amazing testimonies and things of that nature. Yeah, that was the main thing. I mean, I was kind of tired yesterday. I don't know why. I mean, maybe because of my routine being slightly different over the weekend. Not too different, but slightly maybe. So, and then I guess Mondays are usually like my Saturdays, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the reason. Or it could just be the enemy using that as a distraction because, I was kind of like, not feeling like up to recording the talk show or whatever, and then lo and behold, pushing through, it ended up being another amazing conversation. So, to God be the glory for, the tenacity to push through, even through distractions and tiredness and all that. In regards to this conversation this morning, so I would say the inspiration pretty much came from me waking up around 2:29. That was one thing. I did end up kind of listening to the prayer meditation, going to sleep, listening to it again, that type of thing. But for whatever reason, I just felt led to go back to the verses that I came across when I Googled 2:29 in Bible. And so what came up, y'all, was Daniel 2:29. And as I read that verse and whatnot, it just kind of resonated with me to study this idea of the hidden things, or the things that God reveals, the secrets that God reveals and things like that. So let's get into it, y'all. So we're going to start with that verse, Daniel 2:29. It says, "As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass." Obviously, this is Daniel, right? If you guys aren't familiar with that account, I hope that you guys go and check it out. But if I paraphrase for a moment, basically, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and in order to make sure he was getting the correct interpretation of his dream, he asked all the wise men to not only, interpret the dream, but to reveal the dream to him. Basically tell him what his dream was. Everything like that. Apparently the dream had really it was keeping him up, all that type of stuff, right? And so when his people came back to him and said that, only a God can do that, basically he's like, he's gonna kill all the wise men, because basically, which, I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? That's one way to do it in regards to, I mean, I'm not justifying just killing people, but what I'm saying is, if you really truly want to find out if somebody's real, right, then that is a way to find out in regards to if you're really able to, reveal hidden things, X, Y, and Z, then you should be able to tell me my dream alongside of the interpretation, So that's wisdom, that is at least biblical wisdom. And so, yeah, but obviously, Daniel was around that time or whatever. So he prayed to God and like, Lord, save us from this X, Y, and Z. And lo and behold, God revealed the dream to him, and he was able to go back and tell the king. So basically, I know I just paraphrased what happened, but basically that's this accounting. So Daniel's talking to him X, Y, and Z, and letting them know that there is one that can reveal secrets and everything like that. And we know who that is. It's the Lord. It is the Lord. But the dream in particular was basically kind of revealing things that were to come. And has anyone else ever encountered such? You know what I mean? Have you had dreams, or have you had, moments, visions, whatever it might be, where, either, you feel like it's some type of future situation, or a lot of times, I'll tell you what happens with me. Like, sometimes you don't know that it's a future situation until you feel that moment of deja vu when you're in it. Then you're like, wait a minute. Didn't I dream about something like this? Matter of fact, I had a moment like that yesterday, which is crazy because I didn't know I was going to talk about this today. But I kind of had a slight moment like that yesterday as I was listening to my guest. And even though she wasn't talking about anything that was exactly in my dream, but it reminded me of a dream I had last year, I think, where basically in the dream, there was this woman that was just kind of, excuse me, man bless me. Basically in my dream, me and my family was in, I hate to say an accident because it wasn't really like an accident per se, but it was something where I had to pull over on the side, where I didn't have to. My husband was pulling over on the side of the road. I was sitting on the passenger seat. Our son was in the back. But then once we stopped, he came up front with us. And then there was like this bank truck in front of us when we pulled over. And then a cop came by, and so we ended up shaking hands. I thought we was getting ready to shake hands. And as I shook her hand, she just started to kind of just reveal her life. And I just kind of listened and was like, I guess, I don't know, being that safe space for her in that moment. And I guess I was reminded of that yesterday, even though I feel like, well, anyway, I'm just letting y'all know. I was reminded of it yesterday as I was listening to my guest, that I don't know if that's the way people see me when they come on the show. I know every now and then, people will say like, wow, you're a great host, or, wow, you made it so comfortable for me to, share X, Y, and Z. And I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that people see and feel that, because I think that's what I ultimately wanted GSL to be, a place where you can, come express yourself, share your testimony, whatever it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I was reminded of that yesterday. I'm just letting y'all know, as I talk to my guests. And ultimately, I'm reminded today as we sit here and talk about God revealing secret things. So this may be happening in your life more than you think. Especially, again, if you're a dreamer, or, someone that gets visions or any of that type of stuff, then God may be revealing some things to you. I feel like what I'm learning here is that either we miss it, or we're just not paying attention, or whatever the case is, or not taking the time to pay attention, right? Because again, I feel like I'm receiving a lot of information as I have dedicated this time to the Lord every day, and I'm sharing it here, the things that God reveals to me through the studies and everything like that, through the time He wakes me up, all of that, right? And so I guess today, I hope that you're encouraged and inspired to pay a little bit more attention to God, His voice, His word, things like that. He could be trying to reveal some secret things to you, maybe in warning, maybe in prevention. You just never know. I kind of laughed and chuckled back in the day. Before April 1st, 2020, I was like, yo, Lord, are you really going to have something for me to say every day? Like, am I really going to have something for daily inspiration? Like, but here I am, and I feel like, yes, God has been revealing things to me every day that I do this. And even days when I called it a freestyle day, right? And I didn't necessarily study anything in particular, but even when I went live, He still said something through me, right? And so, it's just something to think about, y'all. Something to think about. But let's get into some more verses. Let's see what else the Bible has to say. All right, so Deuteronomy 29 and 29. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. There you go, friends. I mean, again, it's for us, right? It's for our children. It's for the next generation. And it says forever, right? And again, you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie, man. As I've been doing this, and listening to more biblical content and things of that nature, it's just very interesting, all the different things that you hear about biblical figures and whatnot, and how could they receive such revelation that we still kind of struggle with understanding today. You know what I mean? Like, and so in a time where they didn't have all the technology and they didn't have all, I guess, the distractions that we have, right? Somehow they were able to not only, you know, share the information, but document it in such a way where we're reading it today and trying to interpret and trying to understand and all these different things. It's really mind blowing, like when you really truly think about it, because you know, especially when you compare it to what people try to tell us is our history in regards to, oh, well, we were once, I guess, primates or whatever the case is. Like when you hear all the different narratives and things like that, but then you think about the people of old, right? You think about those biblical figures, and you're like, and you see the remnants of different things, like from pyramids, which I have not seen in person, but I've seen the photos. You know what I mean? Anybody else that's out there, if you see the pyramids in person, I'm sure it's a majestic thing. From what I'm understanding, they're this huge blocks and stuff, and you're like, how did these people make these things? How do these people document all this? How do these people, you know? And it's amazing. It's amazing, mind blowing thing. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I guess I'm just reminded of that as I read this verse, that, you know, the secrets that were revealed back then are for them, right? And then for us, and then for the next generation until Jesus decides to come on back. And so, yeah, just something to think about, just something interesting to think about. Now, Amos 3 and 7 says, "For the Lord does nothing without revealing his secret to his servants, the prophets." So, I mean, you know, there are some of us that are aware, you know some stuff, right? But it's not good to just know it, right? I think it's good to, you know, do something about it. Like even that last verse I just read says, we, forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So, I mean, it's you need to do something with whatever the Lord is revealing. If he's leading you to do something with it, obviously. You know, I don't think he's just revealing things for us, just for us, you know. And that's just something to think about. So that's why I guess you see, you know, people sharing, you know, and things of that nature. Now, obviously, we got to use discernment and everything like that, because everything may not line up with the will of God and biblical principles and things like that. You know, people can say that they have a secret or revelation, right? But again, we can always go back to the word and confirm whether that's real or true or not, right? So obviously use your discernment when it comes to listening to different prophets or whatever your case may be. But it's just something to think about. Something to think about. So then we got Proverbs 25 and 2. It said, "It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings to search things out." I feel like that was so good. I actually was going to leave y'all with that today, because again, God is revealing a lot of things if you're paying attention. But you do have to seek it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, again, if I didn't take some time to you know, look into the time that I woke up this morning, everything like that, would I have been talking about this conversation today? Would I have shared the things that, you know, was revealed to me yesterday? Probably not, you know, unless maybe God pricked my heart and mind while I was live here to say X, Y, and Z. You know, so I had to put a little effort in to search, right, for what God wanted to share with me today, right? So, you know, every now and then, yeah, you might get the dream, you might get the vision, X, Y, and Z. But then what I find is when you get those things, you may not fully understand them. either until the right time or until you dig a little deeper and to get a understanding. So just something to think about, y'all. Again, I feel like let's take out the time to listen to God. Let's take out the time to be intentional about seeking the answer, the vision, the secret that he's trying to reveal. And I mean, I guess ultimately this is the juice. I do have another verse to share with you all, and it's Matthew 13:11. And it says, and he answered them, for you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. So there are some of us that know and some of us that don't know. If you are somebody that is in the know, then congratulations. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing to have sight in the midst of the blind and things of that nature. But let us have grace and mercy for our other people. You know what I mean? Let us pray for them that they may receive the sight that we have received and things like that. Let's not boast, right? If you're going to boast in anything, let's boast about Christ and what he do and things of that nature. Even matter of fact, if you guys go deeper with that account in Daniel that I was telling you all about, you're going to see that Daniel is saying that God is the revealer of the secret things. He didn't go up and be like, I know the answer. He made it known that the revealer of the secret things was the Lord. He just, he gave it to you, and he might be interpreting it through me, X, Y, and Z, but ultimately he is the one that reveals the thing. He gave you the thing, and he's revealing the thing. And I think, again, giving all glory and honor to the Lord is only decent and in order. And yeah, y'all, I mean, ultimately, this is the juice this morning. You guys can go and look at the other verses that are in the Go Deeper section if you guys want to peruse them and let them marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But the Bible verse of today, friends, is 1 John 4:11. It says, beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another. Friends, I hope you all enjoy this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Everyone is stuck at home, but life is still happening around us every day. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and celebrations. Send your friends and family the gift of wine from the comforts of home. Wine shop at home with Miracle of Wine. Wine, gift baskets, wine accessories, and more at miracleofwine.com.